Make sure that you have as many brushes as you can sort of get, because as you can see I'm using all these brushes and they all have different shapes and sizes and softness, so it will allow me to sort of manipulate the paint how I want. You get like a nice variety of brush strokes and edges, and if one of your brushes starts to get, I already have like a hairbrush somewhere in here, but I think it's sort of got mixed in with the background, so it has white in it now. So I had to just pick up another brush. So that's why you need as many as you can get, because as soon as it gets dirty, you're definitely going to want to sort of put that down. Otherwise, your shadows will get all chalky, and we got like a nice sort of monochromatic composition with lots of sort of beige, and then we have this earring. There's like a touch of color. It also sort of helps us find the edge of his face, because there's some like nice lost edges with the hair and his beard and the side of his face in the shadow, but it's also kind of nice to bring out some edges. Put a little pink in the lips, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit darker, cooler red for the upper lip. Upper lip is always a little bit darker because it's facing downwards, away from the light. So this is very much directly painting. And this is where you can get some really nice rhythms and brush strokes without having to worry about the drawing being like really exact or anything. So have fun with it. Yeah, it makes the whole painting have like much more interesting rhythm and life. Any sort of tricks you can use to your advantage, like clothes, hair, jewelry. Try not to paint the background like a house or a wall, where you just paint it up and down, up and down. Try and have some variety in the brush strokes. Look at paintings that you like, see what they do. So I'm going to just turn this way. Yeah. I'm going to just be continuing to soften a few areas. And maybe add some more accents. You do this with a palette knife, a brush with some medium. I'm doing it with my fingers. Let's see. Actually might get a little bit of cadmium red for the earring and the light. I like those bits of gold in the hair, so I'm going to go for that. Just white, a little bit of yellow ochre, a little bit of black. Keeping it loose. You don't want like, there's like form to the shoulders, so you want to make sure that you're making them turn. So when I do those brush strokes, there's sort of like a value in between the background and the shirt. It's like some coolness to the neck. I want to make sure that I'm getting. So I think I'm gonna go first with just a few dark accents. And I've been slowly building up to this moment where I'm getting the accents darker and darker. So that's why I didn't go straight in real dark. Could even go a bit darker, because these are my final touches I'm doing here. Really trying to find the character in the eyes. Getting the right shapes and stuff. Okay. And then a cooler dark for that eyebrow. Really looking at the gesture. Okay, and then I'm gonna get a tiny, tiny, tiny little brush. Get a little bit of medium, not too much. Really load up my brush with just pure flake white, rub it around. Get some on the tip of my brush and place the highlights in the eye. And these can be really tricky, but you want to make sure that you're placing them in the right place, otherwise it looks like he'll be looking off in a different direction. Mine looks a little too high, so I'm just gonna go ahead and too high and to the right. I'm like, you can't make me stop. Okay,